Hi, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 25th, 2024 full moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps this channel out tremendously. It gets us seen by the YouTube algorithm. It helps me out tremendously. So, thank you so very much for doing so. So, let's see. Ooh, as I keep on hitting my mic, do apologize about that. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Okay. Oh, we have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Three of Cups. We have the Four of Cups reversed. I like that progression from 3 to 4. It's also very interesting. We have the Ace of Wands coming into play as well. The Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, very earthly domain blessings coming forward. So that's great. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. We have the Eight of Cups. Ooh, very water sign energy, positive. And we have here, okay, the Knight of Wands reverse. So just be mindful during this time. We're going to have a gift come in with passion and ferocity and determination and focus coming forward. We're not going to take it right away because we do have the Ace of Wands here, but we have the Knight of Wands reverse. So we are going to take it, but not right away. So do be mindful about this, that we can't have an underlying frustration during this time. It's like, why aren't I moving forward in what I want? And why are my passions not coming forward? And why am I going to have to, I'm just seeing like, it's almost like you're working on a piece. Like let's say you're knitting or crocheting or doing something like that, or even sewing something, and you realize you made a mistake and you have to rip it all back. So you could have been really far, right? You could have had a whole entire sleeve done, and then you have to rip it all out and start again. So you're going to be really frustrated. But actually, it's going to be one of the best things that you can do because now you have all that knowledge moving you forward. You're going to be so much more talented and skilled at what it is that you're going after or what it is that you're attempting to create or cultivate within your life. So do be aware of this during this time, that you're going to see something and you're going to look at it, and definitely with the Four of Cups coming into play with that reverse, you're going to see it as a real setback. It's going to be super annoying. You're going to be frustrated and angry. And, the shaking of the fist kind of energy comes forward, and it's like, oh, why do I have to do this? And then when you're done and the frustration has gone, or we sit in realization, it's like, oh, wow, that was really good. And I'm glad that had to happen. And now I see the mistake. And it doesn't have to be, in the art of making something, but it can be in anything. I'm just using those as examples because I had to do that today. I was making a sleeve for a sweater for one of my nieces, and I did it just completely wrong. And so all that work had to be ripped out and round up and done again. And it's coming out a lot better. But oh my gosh, was I frustrated when doing so. So just being aware of that. I'm just seeing that kind of frustration. It's like, oh, I wasted all that time, but you didn't. You've really increased your skill and you've increased yourself in a way that's like, okay, I'm not going to kind of like, half this. I'm going to do it fully to the best of my ability. And you have the Three of Cups. You have this celebratory energy around you, people celebrating you, connecting with you. You have people who are on your side, raising you up, and that's going to be absolutely brilliant. And then we have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is very interesting here because the Eight of Cups is, I'm walking away from something I once thought I would love. And there's going to be something here where our temper can shine because we do have the Knight of Wands reverse. This is also fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So if we're born on the cusp with Leo or we have fire sign energy in our chart, our temper can come out more than it usually does. Like Cancer, we're pretty chill people. So that's really great. And we are able to kind of like step back and look at things and care about things, but we also take things on a lot internally. And we'll be like, okay, I'll just take that into my heart and shove it down. I'll just take that into my heart and shove it down. This isn't going to be a time where you're good at things like that. You're going to be upset. You're going to say you're upset. You're going to be frustrated with something. That frustration is going to come out. Now, the Knight of Wands reverse can be a little bit destructive. So do be mindful about that. It's kind of like tempers flying type of thing. But you also are crowned with the Ace of Pentacles. God, source, spirit, however you see the divine, the universe is handing you a gift of prosperity, success, and really planting bounty for your future. And you're going to see that also with the Ace of Wands. You have this passion, you have this fire, you have this idea, this spark that's going to be leading you forward during this time. The heart can get in the way of things. And this does make sense. This is the the Leo full moon on the 25th of January, which we'll get into in just a little bit. But it does make sense that the heart comes through so strongly and really wants to be center stage. So let's see what Spirit has to say. And if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a snowflake in the comment box below. A person will be chosen at random and announced in a completely separate video. So do keep your eyes open for that. And all the instructions will be in that video and also in the description box. So keep your eyes open. Don't be scammed by anybody in the comment box. It will not be me. And if you're interested in purchasing a private reading, a private personalized meditation, or a healing, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. Okay, so let's see what Spirit has to say. Oh, and my website is linked in the description box below. Wisdom. Yeah. So the thing with wisdom is that some people are never wise, right? We do know people who can live 100 years and they'll never be wise. Their energy, their place on this universe right now, it's just not that. So we're going to see with wisdom coming forward that wisdom is a learning of lessons. It's a falling, it's mistakes, and it's stumbling, and it's picking ourselves up. And that's going to be an energy that we really do embrace during this time. And we're realizing that we are wise, not because we've gotten everything right or we've unwrapped the secret of things. We are going to realize that we are wise because we have lived, because we have experienced. And that's going to be a very important thing for us. And there's going to be a sense of, I'm gathering this wisdom, I'm gathering this knowledge. And it is an ever growing tapestry of who I am and who I am becoming. So that is beautiful. I think that is absolutely exquisite. It moves us to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is grounding reverse. This is going to be very important for us, especially because we have the number 4 reversed here. We have the number 4 reversed here with the 4 of cups. This is the Earth Star chakra located 6 inches below our feet. We need to be grounded in our energy, and we kind of feel all willy-nilly. We don't feel firmly planted into the ground. And that's going to be really important for us. A grounding, a stabilizing, a harmonizing, a seeing of ourselves, a sense of like, oh yeah, okay, I got this. Like, okay, I've rooted me. And it doesn't mean that we can handle everything or that we have to handle everything all by ourselves. But it does mean I know my space, kind of, I know my place within this universe, and my roots are strong. So here we can feel a little bit floaty, a little bit like, oh, I don't know my place. I don't know. Ooh, sorry, just unbutton my shirt a bit. I don't know where I need to stand. And so this is going to be a time where we're refinding our roots. And it doesn't mean our ancestral roots. It means how was I born? Like, how was I created? You know, we all know how we were born and created, right? But it's like, why is my soul here? And that's a big question that comes forward with a Leo full moon. And so we're going to be seeing that during this time. It's coming up in our chakra energy. So if we meditate on grounding ourselves, if we meditate on, seeing ourselves rooted into this earth and connecting with this earth, that's going to be a really big thing for us. And that's just going to be a really big thing, period. And let's see what energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Sorry if you could hear that. My mic just keeps on slipping down. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. So this is the King of Cups. And what's interesting, Cancer, is that we're represented by the cups in the minor arcana. Ooh, and we have these 4 here. Interesting. Okay. So we'll tell the story of what to be mindful of right now. There was growing up or in your life, you have had an emotional bully in the house that made things feel very unstable. You're going to start to see that you want a change from that, or you have wanted to change from that for a very long time. But the energy of chaos for the sake of chaos has been, you feel almost like embedded in your DNA. And this is going to be a time where we're saying enough is enough. So how do I move forward as a king of my emotions, moving forward with the honesty and integrity of my heart without that barking, demanding, manipulative energy coming forward, either finding its way into my life, following the same patterns that I kind of grew up with, or me becoming that energy, like me becoming that type of person when I get frustrated or when things get hard or when things get overwhelming. So that's the energy here to be mindful of. And yeah, so there we go. Okay. Okay. So let's see how the tarot comes together with the astrology of it all. So on the 25th of January, we have the full moon in Leo. This is at 5 degrees, 14 minutes of Leo. And what we're going to be seeing during this time, and one of the main things that a full moon in Leo brings forward, is what is this bringing closure to? So we are having prosperity come forward on the earthly plane. We're having things emotionally come forward where it's like, okay, I have to get out of this space. It's not right for me. And I have people here emotionally who are on my side. Now, when we have the Three of Cups, people, you can have people who are on your side on the earthly plane. You have people that you know are on your side in the spiritual plane. Okay, you're going to know that energy. It's like, oh, those people are on my side. But also, you have your angels, you have your spirit guides. So if you're saying, Dane, I don't have anybody who's on my side, who, is rooting for me, you do. We just aren't taught to connect with it. So just being aware of this is going to be super important. Now, Leo is heart energy, which, is not something I usually think of when I think of Leos. I don't think of heart energy. I think of Leo's love for drama. And it's like, oh my gosh, Leos in my life, I have a whole bunch of them, can be absolutely exhausting with their love of drama. I don't know if you feel the same way. I love them to pieces, but oh my goodness. So just be aware of this during this time, that Leo's energy is not the drama energy, it's the heart energy. Leo is the heart. Aquarius, which is where our sun is the head. So we're linking the heart and the head together astrologically. Leo is the sign of the king and the sovereignty. And so here, with the king and the sovereignty coming forward, is I know who I am and I know where I create from. So that's a big statement for Leo to come forward and say, I know who I am. It's kind of like I deserve the stage, right? And I know where I create from. I know where I draw my source energy from. And that's going to be a big thing. That's also the blessing that's coming forward for us, Cancer, on this earthly plane. So being aware of that is super important. Now there's the dwarf planet Varuna, which is conjunct the moon. Now this is very powerful moral compass energy coming forward. We want to do the right thing. And this is also very Leo as well. It's moral integrity, it's truth, it's justice. It's also during this time, we're going to see where people who have lied to us are starting to be brought down to earth, like starting to have these things like come to light. That's going to be part of the wisdom that comes forward. It's like, oh, that was a lie, or oh, that wasn't the truth, or oh, why did I even listen to that? And we're going to be seeing things during this time where Spirit's actually going to pull us out of the way we were listening to things, out of the way that we were looking at things. And it's like, oh, and we can feel a little bit foolish because of this. So just be aware. Don't feel like you have egg on your face, because you don't. It's like this was part of the lesson. This was part of the reason why I'm on this earthly plane. Now, we also have the dwarf planet Gungkung. Now, this is about 5 degrees of Pisces, and this is linked to flooding. So do be aware that we can see this, very much on the earthly plane. So do be mindful about this. But this is also the channeler for a lot of psychic energy that is coming down to earth. And we can feel overwhelmed by the psychic energy, but we're going to start to see things differently. And we're going to find that our base reaction, Cancer, when the psychic energy comes in and starts to overwhelm us, is going to be to get angry, or is going to be like just to walk away from it. It's like, nope, I'm done. Now, we do need to walk away from some things, but it's not from fully seeing and realizing ourselves. So do be aware of this during this time. We're going to start to see things differently, and we're going to start to welcome change. It's almost like 2024, my time to change, my time to step into energy that I might have not given myself permission to enter into before. Now, there is the fixed grand cross between the sun at 5 degrees Aquarius and the moon at 5 degrees of Leo. Now, Jupiter is at 6 degrees of Taurus, opposite Hume, which is at 2 degrees of Scorpio. Now, this is enormous determination. This is grit to see things through. We are focused. We are driven. We can be a little bit reckless. I mean, a night reversed energy is that sense of I'm going to be moving. I'm going to be going. I'm going to be creating. But I will be reckless. Like I will be, just think of like a teenage boy when you tell them, hey, maybe you think this through. Maybe you calm it down. Maybe you don't drive that fast on the highway. There's a reason why insurance is so high for teenage boys. So we're going to see that coming through during this time, and we just have to be mindful about it. Now, we can go deeper into the astrology of it if you want to. Check out Pam Gregory's channel here on YouTube. She's absolutely brilliant, and I absolutely recommend you check her out. She's linked in the description box below. Now we have Jupiter T squared, the full moon. Now this is going to manifest, Yeah, this is going to magnify and manifest things during this time. So it's going to magnify. Yeah, it's going to magnify. There we go. That's the word. Anything we're going through. So if we're going through heartbreak and pain and disappointment, we'll see that magnified. If we're going through celebration and creation and determination and like I'm winning, I'm succeeding, we're going to see that magnified. So be aware of this during this time. The sun is conjunct Pluto. Now, with Leo being this center stage energy, we are going to see a lot of secrets coming to the forefront, coming to light, especially regarding people of prominence. Now, this can be regarding famous people, but this can also be regarding people of prominence in our own lives. So do be aware of that. Mercury is conjunct Mars in Capricorn, quick thinking energy. Our minds think very quickly, and that's going to be it's going to be very good for us. Like we have this, people have this speed to them, this putting things together speed to them that comes with Mercury conjunct Mars. But the good thing is that with Capricorn energy, this is us looking towards the long term. We're able to think really quickly for the long term and see things and really kind of map things out. But we have to be mindful of sharp words, especially around anonymity. So when we think we are anonymous, we are going to be harsher with our words. So take the internet for a perfect example. People say the most horrific things online and, can just send it off because there's no consequence to it. And, okay, that's one thing to do, but we have to be mindful about it because it does have consequences and people do see it. So just be aware of this during this time. Venus is quadrant Uranus. Also be aware of this. If we're talking to people, it will be better during this time if we can to either pick up the phone and call somebody or have a face-to-face conversation with a person than to just send off emails. Emails and text messages and kind of communication like that can lead to frustration around people, and it can be something where we're like, it can lead to disagreements or chaos or hurt feelings or whatever that we weren't expecting. So do be aware of that. So Venus is quadrant Uranus, which can bring some volatility around money. We do have the Ace of Pentacles, prosperity and success leading us forward. So that's a good sign, but do be mindful about that. Now we do have the dwarf planet Ixion, which is at 5 degrees of Capricorn conjunct Venus. We've spoken about this before. And this is Ixion asking us, are the rules that we are playing by the right ones for us? We are moving forward with love. We need to move forward with love. And as we surround ourselves with love, which is one of the most important things that anybody can do, but especially a Cancer, especially somebody who feels things so much and sometimes isn't the best at expressing, how these feelings affect you, how things move you forward, where you need to be. This is going to be a time where we're being asked, are the rules that we are playing by right for you? Like the right ones? Are they the right ones? Do they resonate with your being and your essence? Surround yourself with love, move forward in love, and see where it takes you. Okay? Leo loves drama. Just be aware of this. Leo loves drama. If you're like me, you can find it exhausting, but you can also be drawn to it. A good drama, a good, is always fun. Everybody always loves the gossip of things. Everybody always seeks out a good drama. So do be aware of this during this time. Now, as we go into February will be an electric month. So do stay tuned for that. Okay. So let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Ooh, we do have fear. Oh. Fear around money. Interesting. Angels. Angels. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Okay. So it's interesting here with the Ace of Pentacles. We have fear and luck is on your side coming forward. So when it comes to planting the seeds, when it comes to things moving forward, we have a lot of fear around money. And that can also be linked to the chaos that we saw from the very beginning. Somebody who instilled a level of instability in our lives that makes us doubt the way that we can move forward. But does that mean that we stop? Does it mean that we don't? So just being mindful about this during this time, does our fear get to win? And then we have luck is on our side, right? The new moon in Sagittarius energy, which is what this card is, the new moon in Sagittarius, we are taking aim. We're starting to see what we want. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is luck. Jupiter is enhancement. So we're going to see that luck is on our side if we don't let fear keep us from it, if we don't let fear hold us back. Now, then we have that nothing will come of this situation, but we also have discernment around the three of, of cups. So nothing will come of the situation is reversed. This is the void of course. So the void of course is multiple time frames throughout a lunar cycle where things go pear-shaped. Like they just do not go as you had anticipated them. So do be mindful about this. And you'll have people on your side. You'll have people cheerleading for you, but it's going to be this energy of things just happen. You have to be discerning of the energy you let in. With nothing will come of the situation is reversed. You're going to see where you think, oh, nothing's going to happen. Things are all going wrong. It's never going to be where I want it to be. And you're going to see that that's not necessarily true. So do be aware of this. It might not be going the way that you thought it would. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be moving forward in the energy that you want. We have to be discerning of the energy that we're letting into our lives. What's very interesting also is that we talk about fear now twice. Now, with the Four of Cups, divinity is going to be forcing us to look at something where we're like, no, listen, I'm really busy looking at things over here, focusing, opening up our third eye, connecting with our third eye energy, which is purple. If you want to meditate on that energy, violet, purple, so just being aware of this is going to be super important. And it brings us to work through your fears. Now, I think that's very interesting that this is purple, right? So I don't truly believe in coincidences. So here there is that energy of a lot of our fear is going to be held in our third eye, and it can also be held in fully embracing our psychic energy, our empathic energy, or just spiritual energy moving forward. So just being aware of this and working through our fear is not something that we want to do. We're kind of good where we are, and we're like, no, I need to work right here and be just like this. And spirit is going to show us that there's a bit of rigidity to us that is going to be broken in one way or another during this time. It's going to be released. Now, balancing the spiritual and the practical is not necessarily going to be our thing. And because it's not our thing, we're not going to get the pleasure from an embrace of that energy. So it's going to be really important for us to say, okay, so you say it's not my thing, I'm going to make it my thing, to balance the spiritual and the practical, and to step in alliance and realization with myself. And as we embrace the Ace of Wands, embracing our magic, embracing our passion, embracing our determination, and embracing our focus, it brings us then to realizing that yes, we need to kind of look within, and we also need to have faith in our dreams. We're hungering for something as we end another chapter, and we're going to be seeing, as we end this chapter, we're going to be seeing ourselves more. We're going to be connecting with ourselves. We're going to be having faith in what we dream of and what we love and what we want again. And that hunger is going to come forward. Now, it's interesting because this is the wolf moon, right? And this moon is the wolf moon. That's why we have the thumbnail as it is. So here, there is that sense of that hunger, that fierceness, but also that sense of connection. Wolf energy is not lone wolf. A lone wolf doesn't survive. Wolf energy is energy of a pack, energy of working together, energy of complex communication and caring that we didn't realize for the longest time. So here, there's going to be that hunger for that connection again. And this wolf moon is going to bring out a hunger in us that, again, we just didn't realize. And it's going to start us having faith in ourselves again, having faith in our dreams. Conclusions are within reach. Now, the unexpected is reversed. So things aren't going to happen quite unexpectedly during this time. But it is going to be like, oh, well, that wasn't exactly what I was anticipating. So a little bit of different verbiage coming forward. But here, with the unexpected reverse, we do have a sense of things. Like we do have a plan of things. And we're going to see here also that we are moving forward towards a goal. But let us not be too hot-headed about it, because we can be. We can be just a little bit too hot-headed, a little bit too fierce, a little bit too, just like any movement is good movement. And that's not always the case. Sometimes the wisest thing you can do is stay still. I don't know if you saw this, but it came up on my feed, and it was this lady who was at a picnic table with her son, I don't know, this little boy, and a bear came up on the picnic table and started to eat. Now, the worst thing to do if a bear ever comes up where you are is to make loud noises and run away. The bear will chase you. And that lady, God bless her, she sat there. She took that little boy. You know, she held on to him. She covered his head in her shoulder, and they just sat super still as that bear focused on eating the food that was on the table and then left. So, in that instance, when you see I remember seeing this soap opera, right? My great grandmother used to love watching soap operas, and this lady was yelling at a bear, and she was like, "That's the stupidest thing you could do," which I think is very funny because she was a city person. But so here, there's just that energy. Like sometimes being still is the best and the wisest and the safest thing to do. So just be aware of that, because we're going to want to be kind of loud and fierceful, that's not a word, and fierce and determined and making noise and actions and this and that. And Spirit's like, but sometimes the wisest thing you can do is be still. And in a Leo full moon that loves drama, loves being the center of attention, that could be the exact opposite of what we want to be. Our subconscious spirit message is gratitude. Being thankful is going to be super important. It's really easy to be resentful. It really is. It's really easy to be angry, resentful, why me, energy. That's really easy. That is. But being grateful, having that gratitude move us forward, that's going to be important here. Saying thank you and connecting with that spirit energy. Our subconscious chakra energy is self-mastery. This is the solar plexus chakra. It's connecting with our gut. It is aligning ourselves with our energy, and it's seeing ourselves as we move forward. Be mindful of the food you eat as well. You'll find that your gut really is affected. You'll either find that your stomach hurts you or bloating or however it is, but I do see that your gut will react very quickly to things. Subconscious energy to be mindful of is the moon. Be mindful that this moon is intense. This is also Pisces energy coming forward. Time frame of February 19th to March 20th. So do be aware of that time frame during this time. But there is a sense here of a fierceness. There's a sense of a fear also being important, and a duality of seeing things, the fight or flight or freeze, way. And that's, I guess, a triad, triality. What do you call three of seeing things? So we're going to be looking at this during this time. Our subconscious tarot energy is the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands. We're going to see that we've been carrying burdens, and we have been. We've been weighed down by them, and we've only seen the mud of our shoes because of it. Our face hasn't raised towards the sun, and it's so important to look up. Looking up brings so much joy. It just does. To look up and to see the sky and the birds and the trees, or just the I want to say skyscrape, the skyline. There we go. That's the word. And being able to connect. That's going to be really important to a vastness that is so much more than us, and it's so beautiful. We're releasing a lot of things that have kept us small, that have kept us held back, that has kept us, from really doing what we want to do, because we have to do everything else, or we're carrying for everybody else, or we're like, but this first. And Spirit's like, why? Why not embrace the life that we have now? We uphold our responsibilities. That's important, but embrace what we have right now. Boundaries are important. It's time to give rather than take. Give of gratitude, give of love into the universe. Instead of saying, I need to fill me up with this, like I need to take it, which we do. We need to fill ourselves up, but we fill ourselves up by healing. We fill ourselves up by gratitude. What's so interesting is that it is scientifically proven that if you are feeling really upset, like really sad, depressed, just really, really down, if you go out and you do an hour of volunteering, you will feel so much better. It will increase your dopamine levels so much more. Now, if you, like, let's say, give $5, that will increase your dopamine levels too, but not as much as, volunteering your time, which doesn't cost anything except, of course, your time. So here, when we have boundaries and it says it's a time to give rather than take, it's like, okay, now I step out into this world as a beacon of love, of help, and of connection. And I'm opening up the door, and I'm going to see where that leads me. All right. All right, Cancer, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Cancer. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.